We have a made-from-scratch seasonal cocktail featured at Brew Ha Ha. It's called the Loquat Smash, and it looks incredible. And we have Angela Walker and John Kings from Brew Ha Ha to show us how it's done. I'm your host, John Scanlon, with Coastal Cooking Presents Quick Bites. Stick around and let's see how they do it. Excellent. Angela, John, thank you so much for being on the show. We've already done one dish, and make sure you watch that video. But now you're going to show us something entirely different. This is a made-from-scratch cocktail, seasonal, and you're using local produce.
Yes, we are. In fact, this local produce came from my backyard. This is a loquat tree, and it's in my backyard, and a lot of people in the Pensacola area have loquats. They grow here, and they usually bloom about in, February, March is one of the first fruits to bear fruit. And before you know it, you'll see the little green fruit start, and 2 weeks later, boom, you've got beautiful loquat all over your tree. And they've been around in the Pensacola area for a long time. So at Brew Ha Ha, we have a beautiful bar, and it is an homage to the Hotel San Carlos. And this is the kind of cocktail that I can imagine that when vacationers came down to sunny Florida back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, they would see loquat trees, and they probably made seasonal cocktails like that to show off beautiful Florida. So a loquat is a really interesting fruit. It tastes sort of like in a way, it's like a lychee. It's sort of like a pear. It's sort of like an apricot. It's just a really unusual fruit. And you just pick them off of the tree, and you slice them in half. And you didn't see that one because let me do another one so that you can see. This has a really cool seed inside. Look at that bright, shiny seed. Isn't that beautiful?
It comes out easy too.
It really does. So you just literally just cut it across and pop the seed out. And inside there, you can actually feel sometimes. I like to kind of scrape it out a little bit with either a spoon or your fingers and get out that little middle casing. Mm-hmm. And then look how easily it peels. Just go ahead and take the peel off, and it just comes right off. It has a nice tart flavor, very citrusy. Has a lot of nutrition to it as well, although in a cocktail maybe it nulls itself out with what we're going to be doing. But yeah, so basically put about 6 or 8 of these, which gives you a nice handful, and go ahead and put it in a pot. And we've already started some here, and you can see that we had about 8 loquat, and we put them inside our pot, and we brought it to a boil. We covered it with water just where your loquats are just barely covered. You don't want a whole lot of water on top, and you bring it to a boil, and then turn it down to a simmer for about 15 minutes. And so what we're making now is the simple syrup that will go in the cocktail. And once you have the simple syrup, that's when all the magic happens that John here is going to make happen. So after the loquats have gotten nice and cooked down, you take a potato smasher and you just smash that fruit inside the pan. And you can see how it's basically breaking down the fruit.
You really smell it now too.
Yeah, gosh, the fragrance is amazing. And one of the things that we like doing at Brew Ha Ha is to try to bring a lot of, what makes Pensacola special and the history of Pensacola. And at our bar, it has a beautiful copper top. We have a lot of the pieces that we used to build the bar actually came from the Hotel San Carlos.
Really?
They were salvaged pieces. And although we wish we could have taken the bar out of the San Carlos and put it in Brew Ha Ha, but since we couldn't, we did the best we could, and we actually used doors and doorknobs and arch, things like that, to try to get as close of a homage as we could to the Hotel San Carlos. It was a beautiful hotel that was in downtown Pensacola. Yeah, go ahead and do that. He's going to go ahead and pour this out into here. It was a beautiful hotel that was in downtown Pensacola. It was built in the 30s, and it was recently torn down. Well, I say recently because it was within my memory, but it was 25 years ago, I think, about 25 years ago. And unfortunately, it was torn down, which was a shame. But it had really, deteriorated. And it was at the corner of Garden Street and Palafox. And now there's a big federal building there, I think. I can't remember what the new building is called there. But here you see that we poured off the liquid from what we were simmering, and we've got, this is all the fruit gunk that's left, and you can put that aside. You're not going to need that. And here's how we're going to make the simple syrup. So you see we have about, what does that say, about a third of a cup. So you're going to want to add an equal amount of sugar as you have the syrup left. And so that's about the same amount. So you're going to put it back into the pan, the liquid, along with the sugar. And you're basically just going to stir that around. Let's see, we can do it with, there we go. Thank you. We're going to stir that around just until the sugar dissolves.
Okay.
And so it really doesn't really have to heat up too much. You can turn on your gas again. There you go. And you're just going to dissolve it until...
So you're just keeping it hot. That's medium heat, medium high.
Just to dissolve the sugar and
just to get that sugar all dissolved.
give it a little bit more sweetness to it.
Yeah. And you don't really want to cook it at this point, but as soon as you see that all the crystals have dissolved into the beautiful juice from our loquat, then you're ready and you have the simple syrup, and you'll just pour it into something like maybe a mason jar, and by the magic of TV, boom, here's a finished product that I pre-prepared. So this is the simple syrup for the loquat mash. And now I'm going to turn it over to John Kings. He's one of our great bartenders at Brew Ha Ha, a real customer favorite. He's always got a smile on his face, and he actually grew up in Pensacola, and we see so many of his family and friends come into Brew Ha Ha all the time. We have a running joke that we're all related somehow, kind of like the Kevin Bacon thing. By some degree, someone in Pensacola is related to John.
Someone in the building, yeah.
But John actually moved away and lived in Puerto Rico, and with the recent hurricane that hurt the island, he came home for a short time, and we're glad to have him while we can have him. So he's used to making tropical drinks like this. Yeah, so he's going to show you how to make the Loquat Smash.
So first of all, we'll start off in the shaker tin. We'll put a nice little serving of ice in there. I'm going to start off by doing some mint leaves. Always fresh mint, makes a good quality product. So we'll take these mint leaves, give it a good smack.
Spank those mints, right?
And that'll release off all the flavors and bring a lot of the flavors, the smell. Nice half a dash of lemon, or half a lemon juice.
Yep. So just cut that lemon juice in half and put the lemon juice inside.
Now this is our well bourbon there at Brew Ha Ha. Buffalo Trace. We featured really good wells, really good cocktail ingredients. Do a 3/4 of a shot, and then this will be 1/4. So that's a nice 2-ounce pour we'll do there. Got the lemon juice, got the mint, and main ingredient, the simple syrup here.
About how much simple syrup do you add?
About 1 ounce right there. We'll put in that and give it a good shake. Now, got that. We'll put this on the ice.
So during the seasons, whatever's in season in the area, we're going to try to make sure that we're featuring occasionally, something that's coming to season, something that's apropos to an event that maybe is going on in Pensacola, like Mardi Gras, that kind of thing, and keep our bar offerings fresh all the time. Oh, look how pretty.
I grew up here in Pensacola and eating loquats. We'd pick them off the tree in our yard. And seeing that, it's just incredible that seeing y'all incorporate not only the history of Pensacola in your bar, but also in your drinks.
Give it a go there.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll be the taste tester.
Maybe see how we did.
That's what I pay you for, John. That's really good.
Excellent.
Excellent. Well,
Thank you.
There you have it. That's a seasonal drink served at Brew Ha Ha, made from locally grown loquat. Again, stop in, see them, see their incredible building, this incredible decor featuring Pensacola, and then sample dishes authenticated from Pensacola itself.
Yeah. So at our San Carlos bar, you can enjoy drinks like this, and we have great specials and a great cocktail happy hour.
Happy hour 3 to 6. We got really good deals on that. So.
And we feature local beers on tap, and we have also have lots of great wines. We try to do a selection that goes well with our food, which our food is very much what we call Pensacolanary. So it's southern, but with the influence of the different Five Flags that are in the area. And so we have a full bar, and this is going to be one of the cocktails that we're going to be featuring the next couple of weeks while the loquats are still nice and ripe.
Excellent. Thank you guys for coming on the show. Make sure to go see Angela and John at Brew Ha Ha. That's 2435 North 12th Avenue, right in the heart of East Hill.
Cheers.